Most brands spend months trying to find 50 good creators for their TikTok Shop campaign. I'm about to show you the exact system that lets you onboard over 1,000 good creators in a single week. This is the same results I've used to build my own roster of over 14,000 creators in my own community. This is the same results I've used to get a 103% ROI for natural rems. Same results that I've gotten for that $15,000 added GMV first month for Clean Nutra, and even done 66 million views in just 3 weeks for Punchy Penguins with this strategy. But this only works if you're already at a certain level and know how to operate and communicate with creators effectively. So if you want to scale your creator community and roster like crazy, I'm about to show you exactly how to do it today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Why do most e-com founders avoid TikTok and not get good results? There's a time commitment myth that keeps you stuck on TikTok Shop and makes it very hard to get started and see results. Most e-com brand founders think that they personally need to do TikTok or understand the algorithm in order to see results. They're afraid that they need to be the ones recording themselves all day in the warehouse, or maybe they don't even want to be on camera at all. This misconception about TikTok Shop, that it requires the founder's effort, is what keeps a lot of people from being successful on the platform and holds back a ton of brands. The raw reality is that if you're missing out on TikTok Shop, you're avoiding a ton of revenue potential. Not only are you missing out on the added revenue of TikTok Shop itself, because that could be 6 figures or even up to 7 figures alone, but you're also missing out on the insane benefits that come with it. Mainly halo effect to Amazon, a ton of new customers on your Amazon and your Shopify, but also insane opportunity with retailers to either strengthen existing relationships or even get the opportunity to work with retailers like Costco, Walmart, Target, and more. At the end of the day, if you're doing well on TikTok Shop, it strengthens every single platform. Regardless of how profitable your TikTok Shop is itself and how good your margins are there, the results of success on TikTok Shop funnel through and go into every other aspect of your business, strengthening your entire marketing strategy, building out your brand awareness, and overall growing your brand a ton. It is a massive opportunity right now. It's literally what Facebook ads was 10 years ago. This whole excuse of not having the time for TikTok Shop simply doesn't work anymore, because there are actual experts out there. There are so many free resources that I offer and others as well. The reality at this point is, if you're able to send product to good creators, you can even use AI to build a strategy and look at Calidata and Fastmox to find what goes viral and just apply it to your product. It is so plug and play at this point that there's really no reason not to have a TikTok Shop set up, operating, and actually helping your brand grow. If you are trying to manage TikTok yourself as the founder or as an in-house marketing team, I honestly mainly don't see that work. Now, I have a lot of brands coming to me where they try to do TikTok Shop in-house and it simply fails. Like, there are so many stories that I could tell you of brands that are literally rushing on Amazon, on Shopify, in Walmart and Target. They're trying to get on TikTok Shop and be successful there, and they're just not seeing the same level of results. And they're shocked because on Amazon or on Shopify, they're really doing so well. But then they come on TikTok Shop, they're trying hard, they're putting a lot of time into it, sending samples to creators, but it's not working. And it's because TikTok Shop is a bit of a black hole. It is very hard to figure out what works, and the algorithm is always changing. And a big part of this is going to be creator relationships. I think it's really holding a lot of brands back from growing on TikTok Shop, is understanding creator relationships. At the end of the day, you need to be able to confirm great creators for your product and then somehow motivate them, incentivize them, and train them in order to post consistently and to post high quality content. This whole spray and pray approach that a lot of brands are using when fulfilling this in-house or working with overseas Middle Eastern teams is just not getting results anymore. I see a lot of founders starting on TikTok Shop, and then they end up repurposing their meta ads content and they get no views, and then they just give up because they were never having a good strategy to begin with. And the reality is, using a Yuka AI outreach bot is just not enough to get results anymore, because you're not finding the right creators. You're sending a ton of samples and spending a lot of money and thinking that that's going to get you results, but spending money or time is not enough to get good results on TikTok Shop. You need to have a proper strategy in place. And once you have a proper strategy in place, your time and money goes so much further in order to actually get you good results. But a lot of people just don't understand that strategy piece of how you're talking to creators, what you're telling them, how they are posting, how you're managing them and making sure it's succeeding, how much that actually matters to getting good results on TikTok Shop. And that if you can do that properly, all this wasted time and effort will go away, meaning you can actually get much better results on TikTok once you figure out the proper strategy in place. And that's what I want to walk you through and explain. Successful brands delegate instead of avoiding TikTok. They add it as a real revenue channel, and they do it properly. They don't just do spray and pray. They don't just send out samples willy-nilly, but they're actually setting targeted outreach collaboration opportunities to qualified creators in their niche, and they're training those creators. And that way they're actually able to perform well instead of endlessly delegating it, instead of spending 2 hours a week on it as a founder. Work with actual professionals and don't just give up, because TikTok Shop is an insane opportunity. The algorithm will not be how it is now. It's going to be more difficult already. And so the earlier you're on there, hopping on and actually working properly towards goals on TikTok Shop, the sooner that you can actually get good results. Section 2, the creator system that actually works. Once you're able to build relationships with hundreds, if not thousands of good creators, you're able to be very much removed from the content system. In an ideal situation to grow on TikTok Shop, and what I'm seeing work for brands that are actually trying to hit 6-7 figures even monthly on TikTok Shop, is having a massive creator community of engaged creators. Now, the first step here is to actually be working with creators that are really knowledgeable in content creation, are doing well in your niche. For example, a supplement brand. Work with high GMV supplement creators. Reach out to them, confirm them into your creator community, talk to them one-on-one, right? This takes time. This takes relationship building. Make sure they're on board, understand your goals for TikTok, understand that you're going to be happy to reward them and compensate them for the work that they're doing for your TikTok. The results that you get obviously should be tied to the incentives that they will receive. So the more sales that they get, the better they will get paid, the more prizes they'll get, etc. And so make that all super clear with good communication. That's how you can build up the program. Now, let's say you have hundreds of creators already sent samples, know what to post, know how to do it, know when to do it. That's when you start to get this flywheel effect where your TikTok Shop can start to run a little bit more without you. It's a little bit more automated. It's a little bit more consistent. You can also start to run AI content as well and scale it up. But the first thing is having very clear information on what goes viral for your product, on what creators can and should not do, and what they should and should not say, and how they can basically effectively go viral and grow sales for your brand. And then once you have that in place, it becomes a lot more automated. The flywheel continues, and then you're able to get even more good creators on board because they know that they'll be able to get you good sales as well. You should be finding good creators that are already succeeding in your niche, and you can use Callow data and Fastmoss to find top creators for competitors, and also just use Seller Center outreach to find good creators as well. You can even actually reach out to different communities, creator communities, and offer the chance to work with creators there as well. But basically, I'm not going to say there are any methods that don't work, because truly there are so many different opportunities and ways to get in touch with good creators. But I would say the number one preferred way of getting in touch with good creators is scraping their information off of Callow data, off your competitors, finding the ones that are actually high GMV, and really trying to work with those. Now, if you are a newer brand and you have less experience, less status in the space, it's going to be harder to work with good creators. However, if you are more established, if you already have those high order number, that high review number, etc., you are going to be able to work with creators more, and it's going to be less expensive to you as well. Now, the key here is actually using leverage to actually save you time. So that ideally, the more successful the system is, the less time you have to spend in it. And what I'm talking about is using leverage with creator briefs that all creators can look at and see what's going viral for the brand, what for the product, what they should be posting every single day, and then doing group calls where top creators are explaining what's going on to smaller creators. You can even give top creators for your brand an extra % of performance, maybe a little bit of extra pay, meaning maybe an extra 5% of added sales for a smaller team of creators that they personally manage. This is something I've actually seen work really well also, and that way you can just confirm more good creators simpler. By the way, if your brand is scaling on TikTok Shop already and you want to scale and grow a lot further with the help and connection to thousands of high quality qualified creators, click the first link in the bio below to apply to work with us. The results you can expect, section 3. What is the average revenue impact timeline where TikTok Shop actually is going to get you more results? Very good question. So in general, with our strategy, I've seen brands actually start to see really solid results in the first few weeks if they are already established and able to grow. Meaning if brands are able to start sending samples to high quality creators and they're in a niche where there is lots of high quality content already out there, meaning we already know when hooks work, we can already use Callow data and Fastmoss to find what angles go viral, what gets people to comment, and what gets people to purchase. We can make a creator strategy that starts seeing creators go viral with this product in a very short time frame. Now, there are definitely conditions here because not every brand can do this, but products that are in the supplement niche, health, wellness, low price electronics, fashion niches, where there's already lots of competitors, where it's already very popular, already very proven on TikTok Shop, oftentimes depends, of course, but I've seen brands working with us make an instant ROI within 2 to 4 weeks just because we're able to put them with creators that are already a perfect fit for their product and is essentially plug and play. Let's say you're a supplement brand making $20K a month on TikTok Shop and $1 million a month on Amazon. If I match you with 5 to 20 good creators on TikTok Shop and train them up on what's already working for your TikTok Shop successful competitors, we can basically plug and play with what's already working and go viral relatively quickly, especially if these are creators like some of the ones we have that are already making a couple $100 100,000 in monthly GMV. This becomes very simple to plug and play just using our trading methodology and creator talent. This is something that all brands can do, and it's something that is very much a plug and play system if done properly. Now, I'm not talking about reinventing the wheel here. I'm talking about doing what's working. In order to succeed on TikTok Shop, ideally you are going viral as often as possible. So a lot of content from good creators can actually get great results on TikTok Shop. The way that this works, which is really cool with working with us, is we already have 40,000 or so creators at least, and we already have a good name for ourselves and those relationships in place. So we can reach out to creators and we can get them to make some content for free or just for the price of the product and commission. And so that means that brands don't have to come in and put aside $20,000 for retainers. Now, if they do that, they can get even more successful, but they don't necessarily have to because we're able to utilize existing relationships to get creators to start posting and start seeing results. Some of the cool benefits of TikTok Shop also is that it really amplifies existing marketing channels. And what I'm talking about is when videos go viral, we see instant spikes on Amazon mainly, as well as other platforms. And so we're able to see that TikTok Shop growth does drive growth on other platforms as well. And this is something that not only I see, but many others in the space as well, both founders and other agencies that I've spoken to. And it's a very interesting thing that TikTok Shop really does help all your other channels. One of the coolest benefits for brands is the fact that you're getting a huge amount of UGC content at low prices. You're basically fueling your meta growth as well. And we're often working with meta agencies and in-house marketing teams just to make sure that their TikTok Shop content's going even further by using meta. I get a lot of questions about the halo effect on Amazon with people kind of wondering how it works, how you attribute it, and how you basically know that this is happening. And the simplest way to explain this is that you don't necessarily know for sure because there's not a tracking link at the end of the day. TikTok Shop videos, there is no tracking to Amazon. However, the most simple way I can explain it is that we often see when videos go viral on TikTok is that sales spike on Amazon basically at the same time. Just clear kind of tracked result of the fact that ultimately a lot of TikTok viewers in general are interested in purchasing products through Amazon specifically and have that high level of trust for Amazon Prime. Maybe it's because their payment details are saved or their address, or maybe for another reason. But ultimately, Amazon is a massive opportunity as well for TikTok Shop brands, and I highly recommend having Amazon set up. Scaling to hundreds or even thousands of creators is all about having good systems in place to make sure that you are not only profitable, but actually scaling results in sales. The key way to do this is to utilize relationship building and real strategy to make sure creators not only know what to do, but how to do it and are actually wanting to and very motivated to work with your brand for the long term. Most brands will never even attempt this because they don't have the scale, they don't have the inventory levels, and they don't have the motivation to truly make it work. The brands that are able to utilize TikTok Shop and the creator community strategy will be able to rule the internet through massive amounts of viral content and clipping, whereas most other brands will just be left behind in the past as meta ads continue to become more expensive and more difficult to scale. Now, if you're already doing serious volume on TikTok Shop and looking to scale even further, click the first link in the bio below to apply to work with us.